Hello friends, what you are seeing here is an Arduino board with a breadboard consisting of a buzzer and a IR sensor. So basically you can figure out what this experiment does. The buzzer here gives out the buzzing sound when it detects an obstacle. So this is a buzzer which has two pins. The short pin is connected to the ground and the long pin can be connected anywhere in the digital pins, but as I have connected to 12, which is mentioned in the program, you can connect to any pins and you have to just mention it in the program, which I will be explaining it later. So this is IR sensor which has 4 pins, which can be modified like whether you are using analog or digital. That matters first. So first you have to decide on which side you are going. As we are doing it in analog, only this A0, ground and plus 5 volt, that only matters. If you are going with digital, then D0, ground or plus 5 matters. So what you are seeing in this monitor is a source code for that Arduino program what I have explained earlier. So you can see here there are 3 initialization. First one is int is obstacle pin, which is connected to A0. As I said, we are going with analog. This obstacle pin is connected to A0. First I will tell you what is obstacle pin. Obstacle pin is nothing but to check the buzzer whether it is ringing or not by keeping the obstacle. So to do that, we have to connect some obstacle. To detect some obstacle, we have to connect something, right? So we make that as obstacle pin. We name it as obstacle pin and then we connect it to A0, which is nothing but our input pin, where we give obstacle as an input and get the reading as the output. So I mentioned its pin, and now I mentioned is obstacle and set them to I, where if I keep it as I, it of course rings. Then I said there are 2 pins in the buzzer where I connected one to the ground and one to the 12, and that I have mentioned it here. Int buzzer pin equal to 12, that is what I mentioned here. And after these 3 lines, we get to a function called setup, void setup, in which we initialize 3 pin mode. That is, first pin mode is LED, but as we are not using LED here, it is of no use. You can skip it up. And the next pin mode is buzzer pin, which we keep it as output. As we get the input from the obstacle, what we keep as like ants, books, anything we keep as obstacle. This buzzer gives the output. That's what we have initialized it as output. Then is obstacle pin which is used as output is initialized as input here. So what you are seeing is here a main function loop, where we have named it as void loop. In it we have initialized is obstacle equal to analog read is obstacle pin. It is nothing. This code actually explains, as we take input, we keep some mobile, anything like hands, anything as an input, which is an obstacle of course, so which is be read as analogically. So I mentioned it as analog read, and down I have there is a code called serial.println is obstacle, which will be like printing is obstacle. And there's a if condition. In this if condition, if the I have mentioned 300 right here, is obstacle is greater than or equal to 300, which means if I keep the object in the level less than 300 or equal to 300, the buzzer buzzes. What it does is it shows, like inside the if condition I wrote serial println obstacle. So if it is at the level of 300 or below 300, it shows obstacle, like it writes obstacle, and the LED goes high and the buzzer pin goes high, which means the buzzer rings, of course. Or else, if there is no obstacle, if obstacle is above 300, then the LED goes low, buzzer pin goes low. Actually here you should not be more concerned about LED, but you should be more concerned about buzzer pin. And as you know, as we are taking the values here digitally, we have to write digital write LED pin high, digital write buzzer pin high. This is the format, and and in the else condition also same thing. And we are giving a delay of 200 where there will be delay of 200. You can mention any other delay number. So friends, as I have explained hardware kit of the Arduino and the source code for it, now let's check the working condition of it. So I will bring the obstacle at the level of 300 and below, and it should ring. You can hear the sound of it ringing and LED glowing. So now as it is ringing, the project is perfect, or the experiment what I have conducted is perfect. And you can even change the level of that obstacle to 300 or above. So I have showed you how buzzer works through hardware. Now I will show you through source code how by serial monitor how the value changes if I keep any obstacle at the level of 300 or less than 300. The value changes constantly. So let's see what happens. So to open a serial monitor in this software, you can go either to tools and then to serial monitor, or else you can go here. You can see a search icon which says serial monitor. You can press that. A small window appears there. You should see correctly that it is in the COM3 Arduino Uno. To check whether it is in the COM3, you have to go to tools again, and then port you have to set for Arduino Uno because you are using that, and then port you have to set for COM3. Now let's see the values in the serial monitor. So now as you see, there are clear values because you have not introduced any obstacles here. Now my friend will introduce an obstacle which you are seeing here. Now you can see obstacle because as I have wrote in the program of obstacle, so it is coming obstacle. Now we removed, so it's a clear value. Now we kept. Now there's a sound obstacle. If you remove, there is no sound, no obstacle. So this is how the project or how the experiment or program works. So if you like our video, if you enjoy our video, please subscribe to NMAMIT channel and like, share and comment.